There is a specific kind of tired that shows up when you have been trying to fix your money life with willpower. Not lazy tired, not I need a nap tired. This is the tired that comes from carrying a quiet fear all day, even when you are smiling. The tired that comes from doing all the right things, thinking all the right thoughts, and still feeling like money is somewhere outside of you. That is not a motivation problem. It is a receiving problem. Because the truth is, abundance is not hiding from you. It is not ignoring you. It is not waiting for you to prove yourself. It is already moving. It is already responding. It is already knocking. And most people do not realize they keep the door closed, not with bad intentions, but with very normal habits like measuring, worrying, timing, and checking. If money has felt hard, it is not because you are incapable. It is because you were trained to link money with effort, strain, and struggle. You were trained to believe money arrives when you work enough, when you push enough, when you sacrifice enough. But if that were the law, the hardest working people would always be rich. That is not what we see in the world, is it? We see people grinding and still living in lack. We see people moving gently and still prospering. We see people with very little time, very little effort, and still money flows. So at some point, we have to get honest and say, there must be more to money than ours in hardship. There must be a deeper currency than effort. It must be a vibrational explanation. So let us simplify this in a way your whole body can understand. Money is not your source. Money is a symbol. It is a tool. It is a form of exchange. But the feeling you are truly reaching for is not paper, numbers, or a bank account. The feeling is freedom. The feeling is relief. The feeling is ease. The feeling is space. The feeling is knowing you can breathe again. That is why we say take money out of the equation for a moment, not because money does not matter, but because the way most people think about money activates lack so quickly. The mind goes into a pattern. How much do I have? How much do I need? When will it come? Why is it not here? How long will it take? That measuring feels responsible, but energetically it is resistance. Resistance is not evil. Resistance is not failure. Resistance is simply the part of you that is trying to protect you. It is your system saying, I do not feel safe yet. I do not trust this yet. I do not believe this yet. And when you understand that, you stop fighting yourself. Most people think the goal is to force belief. They try to convince themselves, try to hype themselves up. They try to repeat affirmations like a job. But the nervous system does not respond to pressure. It responds to safety. And safety is what allowing actually is. Allowing is not doing nothing. Allowing is not giving up. Allowing is releasing the inner argument. Allowing is the moment you stop wrestling the timing. Allowing is when you stop reminding yourself why it is hard. Allowing is when you stop scanning the world for proof that it has not worked yet. Because the moment you keep checking, you are not in receiving. You are in measurement. You are in lack awareness. You are standing at the door asking, is it here yet? Is it here yet? Is it here yet? And you might not realize it, but that checking is the same vibration as doubt. Now here's the part people misunderstand about letting go. Letting go is a beautiful phrase, but the human brain can turn it into a chore in seconds. Someone says, just let it go, and your mind turns it into a task. Am I letting go? Am I letting go enough? How do I let go correctly? How long does letting go take? That is not relief. That is work disguised as spirituality. Real letting go feels like relief. Real letting go feels like, I do not need to figure this out right now. Real letting go feels like, I trust the answer was given. And yes, the answer is always yes. Life is not bargaining with you. Your desire was heard the moment you felt it. The moment you asked, it was lined up vibrationally. So the question is not, will it come? The question is, am I letting it in? This is why some people can desire a large amount of money, and it does not arrive immediately. Not because the universe is slow, but because there is too much resistance on the path. Too much tension in the body. Too much pressure in the mind. Too much importance placed on the outcome. Too much fear of the current reality. And the solution is not to force money into existence. The solution is to let in the feeling first. Let in freedom first. Let in relief first. Let in spaciousness first. Because when you can feel freedom without the money, you are becoming a vibrational match to the money. When you can feel ease without the evidence, you are becoming a match to abundance. When you can feel secure, even in small moments, you are opening the receiving channel. Start with something simple, at a moment where you can feel, I can choose. I have options. I can breathe. I can take a pause. I can soften my shoulders. I can drink water slowly. I can step outside for air. I can listen to music. I can do one thing that reminds my system that I am not trapped. This is not pretending. This is practicing a vibration. This is where a huge misunderstanding clears up. You do not have to think about money to attract money. You only have to stop broadcasting against it. You do not have to focus on the subject that feels hard. You only have to stop focusing on it in the way that feels hard. If you have 5 active subjects in your life and only one feels good, give your attention to the one that feels good. Let that good feeling be your broadcast. Let that be the frequency you hold. Because your point of attraction is not about the topic. It is about the tone. When you are relaxed and appreciative about anything, you are in a receptive state. When you are in a receptive state, you start noticing. You notice ideas. You notice timing. You notice opportunities. You notice connections. You notice the next right step. This is how abundance actually flows. Not usually as one dramatic drop from the sky, but as an unfolding. It starts as an idea, a nudge, a thought that feels light, a conversation, a link, a new approach, a sudden clarity, simple decision that changes the path. Many people dismiss ideas because they want the final manifestation, not the first breadcrumb. But the first breadcrumb is the manifestation beginning. That first idea is the abundance entering your reality in the only way it can at first, through you. Because you are the translator. You translate vibration into physical experience. You do it with sight. You do it with sound. You do it with touch. You do it with your emotional guidance. Your emotions tell you whether you are aligned with your own desire or contradicting it. When you are aligned, you feel relief. When you contradict, you feel strain. So if you are straining about money, that is simply information. It's telling you you are focused on what you do not have. You are focused on when it will come. You are focused on why it has not arrived. You are focused on lack. And you can soften that. Now I want to say something very gently but very clearly. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to be happy all day. You do not need to hold joy like a job. Even the word relax has been so overused that some people feel pressured just hearing it. The mind turns relax into another instruction, another performance. So we are not asking you to perform relaxation. We are inviting you to notice relief. Relief is smaller than joy. Relief is more accessible than happiness. Relief is the first opening of the door. When the relief is true, alignment stops being I have to let go and turns into I am now. I am here. I am safe enough. I am open enough. I am breathing. I am not fighting this moment. I am not trying to force the universe. And then something beautiful happens. When you stop reminiscing on the when and you let it become already is, forgetting about it becomes the next natural step in allowing. You stop gripping, you stop rehearsing, you stop checking. Your vibe rises naturally. Not because you forced it, but because you stopped squeezing it down. That is exactly where you want to be. Because in that state, abundance does not feel like something you chase. It feels like something that finds you. You're not dragging it. You're not begging it. You're not bargaining with it. You're receiving it. This is why you hear people say, it came when I stopped caring. It came when I moved on. It came when I was not looking. They did not stop desiring. They stopped resisting. They stopped holding the door closed. So here's the simple picture. Your desire has been answered. It is done vibrationally. The larger part of you is already living the solution. The resources are gathered. The path is forming. The cooperative components are moving. The only thing that makes it feel slow is contradiction. So instead of asking, how do I get money? Ask, where can I soften? Where can I stop checking? Where can I stop arguing? Where can I stop making this heavy? Because abundance is calling you. It is knocking at your door. And you do not have to chase it. You just have to open.